This background needs some explaining because I don't think there's very many of you who could pull this off right now. I've got a bunch of layers. If I hold down Option and click on the eyeball on the bottommost layer, you can see the original photo. And if I hit Command 1, I zoom to 100%, and there's a ton of noise in this photo. And what I wanted to do was soften it because it's a background image. So that's original, and that's with all the layers. So I'll show you how to do this later, but first what you have to know is how in the world, let's get back to actual size, or I mean fit in screen, how in the world did this image, which I got, hey look, Snapswire, Tumblr, what's that? Well, it leads you to this site where I scrolled through a bunch of photos, and I was just looking for the first one that I thought could be fall. So this photo. Now don't take this one. You have to actually click on it to get the large version. Well, actually, you get to the artist page here, and then you click on it again. Did we get the large version? How come I don't have the magnifying glass? Oh, I love it when things, there we go. There's the large version. So this is the great big version. You don't want to take the small ones. This was glitching because we should have seen the magnifying glass. And then I just drug it down right onto Photoshop and let go. Now, notice this is a portrait layout, and we have this is a landscape, and we have a portrait layout for our fall concert poster. So I told you guys before with those other ones that, hey, they're textures, rotate them. This is a landscape, and rotating the landscape's not going to work very well. So what I did, and this is one of those things where, no, don't do this. Don't enlarge images. But we don't have any choice. Plus, it's going to be a background image. Plus, I know I'm going to mess with the photographer and introduce, exaggerate any problem that's in there because I'm enlarging it. So it's not his fault. So the crop tool, the letter C, and the crop tool has wonderful options right here. Now, here is width, height, and resolution. And I set the width to 13 inches, the height to 19, and 300 pixels per inch, the size we're trying to work at, right? And then, if I click right here, then I can move this photo back and forth. And I'm going to jump over to see if I did move it. And it doesn't look like I did. It looks like I just took this image right here. And yeah, you can move this back and forth. You can resize this. It stays at that percentage. And see, this is the rule of thirds. We haven't talked about the rule of thirds yet. Putting the horizon or where the heck is the bottom? Snap. Where's it at? There it is. We haven't talked about it. Right here, the horizon's in the middle. But for this poster, the sky is interesting. The foreground's interesting. So I went ahead and accepted it. And the way you know whether you're upsampling or not is when you hit return to accept the crop. Does the picture grow or shrink? Very seldom will it stay the same size unless you picked the actual height of the image itself. So I'm going to hit return. And this image got a lot bigger. Command 0 to fit on the screen. And this is not Jordan's fault. He took a great photo. I just enlarged it, so I introduced problems. Now, let's come back and I'll walk you through. That's how you get the image. And right now, you could take this image into Illustrator. You can copy and paste it, file place. You can do all kinds of different things inside of Illustrator, put it on its own layer and lock it. And just know that you're going to enhance this image later on. It's the image in Illustrator is not the one you bring to Photoshop. Photoshop handles all these pixels. Illustrator handles all that text. Each of the programs has its strength, and together they do things neither one alone can do. You got that? Okay.